Welcome back to Out and About magazine. Yes, we are down at Kingston 21 yet again. And that's because it's a spot we do want you to check out. It's a new Jamaican restaurant in Al Raha in Abu Dhabi. So do come down and have a look. But anyway, today we are so excited to introduce you to Salma Kayali. And she is the Vice President of Innovation at Aldar. And if you know a little bit about me, then you do know that I quite enjoy tech. So this is going to be fun for me talking to another woman in tech. Welcome, Salma.
Hi, Marsha, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much again for joining us. We usually start out quite easy, and we just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your career journey.
Sure. So my name is Salma. I am a resident of the UAE. I've been around here for 9 years. I'm originally Syrian. I'm the type of person to call a third culture kid. So I was born and raised outside Syria. My parents immigrated when they were young. And currently I work at Aldar, as you said, as a VP of Innovation. I pursued my career in general management in Carnegie Mellon and Stern School at NYU for data analytics.
Oh, fantastic. Did you hear that? She's a smart one. We love it. Now, innovation is at the forefront of the world at the moment. So just tell us your thoughts on the current pace of innovation in the UAE.
UAE Vision has been focused on innovation and digital transformation as a priorities, and some of the strategies and visions that they've launched is the UAE 2021 vision and the Centennial vision, where they focus primarily on investing in a knowledge-based economy and investing in innovation, research and development, adopting tech that is advanced and cutting edge within the UAE.
Oh, fantastic. And we've seen a lot of that as we look around what's happening in the UAE. Now, what do you think is the secret to being an innovative company?
A company needs to embed innovation within its DNA. It has to have processes that allows them to test concepts in an agile manner, policies that support innovation, and most importantly, that leadership endorses this from the top down.
Yes, now that sounds like definitely something to make it work. Now, we know sometimes as companies, you want to do things a particular way, you want to be innovative, but not necessarily all your staff is there with you. Do you think you can teach people how to be innovative?
That's a very good question. It really depends on how you define innovation. But when you look at innovation, a company can build awareness and knowledge. They can upskill their staff, they can provide them with the tools and skill set. However, there is a specific personality when it comes to innovation. He or she are differentiated by certain characteristics. Research has shown that innovative people tend to be more curious, critical thinkers, they're problem solvers. They have an appetite for calculated risk. So you can take a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink.
Now, we're always getting some gems here Out and About, and that's definitely one. It's not to say that you cannot teach people how to be innovative, but they need to have certain traits that you can work on and build on. So thank you very much for that, Salma. Now, do you think there are obstacles to innovation?
Absolutely. A corporate, by definition, is a large organization that has been established over time. They have a manual, they have processes that has proven successful, and it has scaled over time. So, by definition, this organization needs to protect itself by sticking to those regulations and these processes, and that usually inhibits innovation. That's not to say that an organization cannot innovate. There are certain best practices that need to be adopted within our organization to promote innovation, such as setting up either a separate autonomous entity that can operate, has a budget and resources, or a hybrid model where there's a division within the organization, but it's supported by leadership and by specific unique processes and budgets.
Now, do you think there are certain innovative trends that hold a lot of weight right now? Do you think there is something in particular that you think, yes, that trend is definitely something that we should be looking out for?
Absolutely. Some of those themes are sustainability. Both customers and investors alike are looking at companies that are embedding ethical practices, that are adopting ethically created products and services. Now, some of these solutions are picking up in the industry, especially in the real estate industry, such as grey water management, air purification solutions, waste management, and remote monitoring solutions. We're also looking at VR and augmented reality and virtual reality. All these solutions are very important in this day and age, especially post-COVID, where it has become very important to connect at all times and be able to monitor your sites.
Now, you've done extremely well in your career so far. Just growing as a woman and growing in leadership as well is significant, especially in this time. Now, can you tell us about any significant lessons that you've learned in your career so far?
Marsha, I think it's very important to know your values as an individual, as a professional, and how that would influence your team. I learned to build resilience very early on in my career and to be honest with myself about my weaknesses and my strengths and work on those. I also learned not to shy away from opportunities that could be challenging. Now, I would say one of the very important things is to celebrate our success and our accomplishments. And I know that us as women, sometimes we shy away from that, but it's very crucial to build your own brand and to create a strong network that it will be invaluable for you as a professional.
I'm just going to repeat a line from that, and that is celebrate yourself. Now, whether you're male or female, if you're looking to do anything in life, one of the most important things to do is to celebrate your accomplishments thus far, and that will give you encouragement to go on. Now, we know that you do different things, and if people follow you on Instagram, they'll see some of the other things that you do, but maybe you just want to tell us about some of the other things that you do outside being the VP of a large company.
I am a single mom of two, a boy and a girl. Outside my daily job, I love cooking and recipe creation. I've set up an Instagram page, as you said, Marsha, and I'm sure you've seen it, to basically simplify cooking. And I know that cooking could be very daunting, especially for moms who are on the go, or professionals, men and women who are on the go and still want to eat healthy. So I've set up this page to inspire them, to share with them some of the recipes that have worked for me. And I was really amazed to see the growth in the followers over the last few months.
I'm a mom myself, and I know how tricky it can be to be managing career and the other things you do with having children. I only have one, and I struggle, and I'll say I do struggle at times. So just tell me about how you manage to balance career and being a mother, because I think it'd be really useful for other mothers out there to see that it's okay to follow your career journey and still balance, being a mom at the same time.
For me, it's not about the number of hours I spend. I always say it's the quality over the quantity. And I think spending time with your family should be about doing great things together and having that balance to do so. Now, as a mother, as a person, you have to be in the right mindset to be there and be present for your children. And I think to do that and achieve it, you really have to be in the right mindset, meaning that your needs as an individual should have been catered for and met. I am lucky to be able to afford help being here in the UAE, and also been lucky that I've been through such hard times and have found that the country has supported me as a female. Also, at an early stage of my career, I've always looked for a company that valued work-life balance. And I am fortunate to be working at Aldar, where diversity and inclusion is one of their top priorities.
I think Aldar might be having a few applications after this interview, Salma. Look out. Now, we all need our support systems, and just having that network of people to support us, to hold us up, to, when we need help. So if it's the nanny, or if it's a sister or a brother, just people who are there for us to pick us up when we need someone. Now tell me about your support system and the importance of that network.
I am blessed to have a support circle that I can tap into when necessary. For me, it is a safe space where judgment does not exist. And I do advise most women, all women really, to have, and men, to have that support network that could help them during testing times, that could support them and be there for them. And I also advise women to surround themselves with like like-minded individuals who can inspire them, and also to keep a diverse outlook on life.
We often hear that having a solid network is your net worth. So having that support system around you just to, keep you grounded and to support you when you need is so important. So thanks for that again, Salma. Now, we know as women, we've just talked about being mothers and, trying to climb up that social ladder, trying to get into the jobs that we want to get into. Sometimes some women find it a bit tricky, to navigate that path. So just what advice would you give to women who are looking to move into senior positions but might feel a little bit scared about where they are and how they're going to function once they get there?
I would advise to build their own brand, speak up about their accomplishments, celebrate their successes. Don't be afraid to have a strong voice at the table. And most importantly, as we discussed earlier, build a network, have a number of allies that are there for you to support you. Make sure you have a mentor, a female mentor that can inspire you, and don't forget to pay it forward. I think, Marsha, you're an entrepreneur, you understand this. It's very difficult to take that step and be brave and say, hey, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna put a lot of my investments, a lot of my savings into a new business and see where it takes me. So I really admire even women, single women with kids, taking that step takes a lot of courage. So I always say, find other ladies, other women, professional business entrepreneurs who've done so and get their advice, get their mentorship. There's nothing better than having a circle of females supporting each other, opening up doors for other females. And you'll find that women who've gone through it are very generous and kind with their advice because they know how hard it is and what it took to get there.
Do you hear that? Pay it forward. As you said that, I think a couple days ago, something just came to me and I put on my Instagram, today I'm taking up space. Because sometimes we need to remember that we're here and we're present and we're here for a purpose. So I reminded myself that I'm here to take up some space and do some things. And I shouldn't shy away from, going after what I want. Because sometimes, sometimes I feel like, I'm doing this, but I can't see the results just yet. So I have to remind myself to take up space. I am here to take up space. And when I say take up space, I don't mean just be there. I mean, be there purposefully doing something. And we also need to remember that there's space for everybody. So don't feel like, I can't support that woman because she's going to step on my toes or she's going to be in a better position than I am. There is space for everyone. There's room for everyone. There's enough business for everyone. There's enough money for everyone. So that bit of advice is amazing, Salma. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining us, Salma. We have learned so much. And to just see another woman who is making strides and doing so much in the space in the UAE is such a pleasure. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Marsha. It was a pleasure.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for joining us again at Out and About, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Conversations with Marsha Fry.